Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Friday the 16th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning, fairly decent time frame, a little bit later than I normally would have. I got up nice and early-ish. So what happened, my wife, I ask her almost every single night right before we go to sleep if she set her alarm. Usually she's already fallen asleep by then. She leans over and she says yes. She checks her phone and makes sure it's on. And I asked her last night, did you set your alarm? And she said yes, but did not lean over and check it. And then I was like, are you sure? And she goes, yep, sure. And I go, okay, so I didn't know about it. It's her responsibility. She's a grown adult. So I get woke up this morning by my do not disturb, which my phone is off. I'd gotten some requests for dog stay late last night. And when they hit, how are you doing? And got a request for my client for some dog stay late last night that I'd answered already and whatever, which is fine, which was really messed up because it was for drop-in visits that was supposed to have started yesterday already, and then like 6 a.m. this morning and so on and so forth, and no response back from them at all. So I was like, what the hell? But at 7 a.m. my phone turns back on, and any message that got held, it then pops through. So I had because the way the Rover app is set up, one request for a drop-in visit or multiple visit or house stay or anything will generate like 5 text messages. I have no freaking idea why. It just does. So it generates it on the app. It also generates, I have it sent directly to my text message on my phone, both, so I get notification. But for some reason, instead of sending me one request, it pops in as like 5, which I think is their way of like reminding dumb people to check this stuff. But as a professional, I don't need that. But at 7 a.m. my phone's beep 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 beep, just going crazy, which then woke my wife up, and actually woke me up first. I grabbed my phone, turned it off as I was continuing to come through. I leaned over and I'm like, hey, it's 7 a.m. and she's like, what? She jumps up like, oh shit. So she rushes around real quick and gets off to work, and not a big deal. She makes it no problem, but it is what it is. So it's one of those things. She didn't have as smooth of a peaceful morning as she thought she was going to have, so it all worked out. I got the dog, got her outside, jumped in the hot tub for a little bit, basically hanging around, got out of the hot tub, went and got the dog's food. Since she's the only dog here, she's likes to kind of play around some other dogs and stuff. Even though she's 13, she's old, she likes to play a little bit here and there, so she doesn't have as much motivation, and she's a little bored. So I went ahead, instead of putting her food in a bowl, I just put the little amount of food next to me, and then was throwing it around the patio and around the yard and stuff, so she had to look for it. So she'd go over by the hot tub, and I'd throw one over by the fire pit, and then she'd go over by the Suburban, and I'd throw one over by the hot tub, and just so on and so forth. So she basically ate her food on a hunting mission with using her nose as a blue tick. Helps wear her out really, really good. So then also went and got some treats a little bit later, hid them around the yard, so she has to go find them, so it gives her something to do. So, and it's funny because I'll leave one treat left in my hand, and I'll wave it from her nose, then I'll fake throw it out in the yard, so then she'll go looking for it. So then she knows, okay, the hunt's on. So then she searches the whole yard around, finds the pieces. When she comes back, I always have one piece laying next to where my chair is, as a final reward for coming back. And she's like, oh, got them all. So that was a fun little morning, keeping her entertained for a bit. So we had a good time there, headed back inside, decided, well, I got time before they're coming to pick the dog up about 4 today. Means she's the only dog here. I went ahead and turned the cameras on, if I can keep an eye on her. Loaded the bicycle up, or my tadpole, my trike, loaded it up, headed over to the trailhead, unloaded the bike, and went to go for my ride, which was funny because I get there, and there was a couple who they had one of the new Ford Lightning electric pickup trucks, which is fine, no big deal. And apparently they don't want to put anything in the bed of their truck, which I don't know why the fuck you have a pickup truck and unuse the bed, but got these 2 big ass mountain bikes they're trying to stuff in the back seat of their truck. And I'm like, what the hell are they doing? The whole entire time they already had one bike in. They're trying to get the second bike in. It's taking them forever. They take it in and out and trying to shut the door, and the door keeps slamming on the handlebars, and the door won't latch and stuff. So they're just marring up their interior like crazy. And I'm chuckling myself, you have a full-size truck bed in the back. What the fuck are you doing? Put your bikes back there. And I had a tonneau cover on, so even if you were oh, I don't want people to see my bikes in the back, lay them down flat and then pull the tonneau cover back over, and then nobody sees it either. So I'm like, what the hell? So I got my bike unloaded, got my water bottle ready, got my fly again, everything I need to do. I actually walked all the way down to the little porta john they have there. Thought, well, I'm gonna go for a long bike ride, might as well, you know, take a break real second. So as I head over there, there's somebody's dumped off some chickens out there. I don't know if they're trying to be like Miami or what they're doing, but we got a few roosters hanging around. And the other guy comes out, turns the corner of his SUV, and sees a rooster standing there by his truck, and like almost pees himself. The guy's so scared, so funny. So I go on over to use the restroom and stuff, heading back. People are still struggling with getting their bikes in the back seat, which seems absolutely ridiculous to me, but hey, everybody's got their own thing. And then a rooster comes over by them, and of course they freak out also, trying to figure out like this rooster's gonna attack them. Like it's just a chicken, it's not a big deal. So kind of had a good little chuckle laugh there. So went ahead and finally got everything ready. Bikes are ready to go, and I head out. And as I ride away, they're still struggling to get their bikes in the backseat of the truck. Again, full-size pickup truck with a full-size bed, unused. And who knows, maybe the back of the bed was full of stuff, so there wasn't room for it, but I just didn't figure that way. It looked like a brand new Ford Lightning that was like super shiny and clean, but I know the insides of these doors are like all marred up now from bike tires and handlebars and stuff, and I just chuckled myself of some people aren't truck people, I guess. I just don't understand it, but that made me kind of cackle laugh a little bit there. So took off riding south on the trails, and the trail runs from basically New Smyrna all the way down to Titusville, but I'm not riding that far today. I just figure I'll ride like half an hour out, turn around, ride a half an hour back, and have a nice little hour-long ride, so it'll be good. And I got near the end where I was going and meet an older guy coming at me on like a beachy type bike and wearing little, I don't know, flamboyant looking shorts and stuff, and just swerving around on the trail, like back and forth, heading right at me. And I'm on my big 3-wheel, low slung thing. He's up on this giant, like 26-inch tire bike, and he's just having the time of his life, just wheeling back and forth and doing whatever. Giant speaker in the back, blaring music loud as hell. And I was just I was on the side of the trail like I am, and I started to kind of slow down to go around, like to wait for the guy to go around me. And I thought, nah, screw it, it's gonna hurt him a lot worse when he crashes if he hits me than it will me. So I just kept on pedaling, and I'm only riding 12, 13 mile an hour. It's not like I'm like hard pumping or nothing. I'm just pedaling along, and the guy gets there, and we are like way too close at this point. And I don't know if he expected me to like stop for him or avoid him or what. So I'm like, I'm on the side of the trail, I can't go anywhere else, kind of thing. But like we were way too close. He looked up, he had this like look of panic, like he had just woke up from like a acid trip or something and realized, oh shit, I'm the one driving. Like no clue what that was. So he swerves out of the way of me, and I just kept on riding. So I go on down, do my little U-turn, coming back, basically was enjoying the ride, have myself a good time. And I was like, this dude is having way more fun than I am on a bike, but hey, whatever. But it's also that super, like, I don't care for other people type energy that I don't have. He's the kind of guy who would leave his shopping cart like sideways in the aisle, always looking for cereal kind of shit. I'm just not that dude. So riding back, I figure I might catch this guy, I might not, depending on, because he had a hell of a head start on me, because I'm going the opposite direction originally. So heading back, and I'm 3/4 way back to the truck probably, and I noticed somebody up ahead of me, and it looks like they're doing that whole swerve back and forth shit. And I'm like, great, it's him. So I get there, there's a long straight, Florida's flat, you can see forever. So I finally end up catching up to the guy, and the speaker's blaring like crazy. My little bike bell don't do shit, and he's still swerving back and forth. But the whole time I'm watching him, he's going probably, I don't know, 8 mile an hour, maybe, whatever. I'm doing 13, so 12, whatever it is. So I'm not catching him real fast, but I'm catching up to him. And sometimes he would ride dead straight, and no big deal. Then also he would start swerving all back and forth, picking up the entire, both sides of the lane and stuff. It's like, oh, come on, man. And I'm like, whatever, who gives a damn? So I'm kind of like, whatever. And I get there, ring the bell, don't help. So I whistle as loud as I whistle. I got a pretty loud whistle. And the guy eventually hears it on the second whistle, because right there by him. And I'm just like, what are you doing? And he like whips over, he looks back, sees me, and he's on the right side. I'm on the left side going to pass him. And he whips over like to get onto the left, like to block me. And I was like, oh, you fucking dickhead. Like, what are you doing? So I go back to the right, I go past him, and then just continue. And I'm pedaling 3 to 5 miles quicker than he is. So go off and leave, and no more incidents from there at all. But it just, have spatial awareness, realize who's around you, what else is going on. Just, I'm not that dude. I know what's going on around me all the time. Unfortunately I do, because I can't. I'm like so jealous of this guy who can be so oblivious to the world that doesn't give a shit that he's inconveniencing other people and just doesn't care. He's in a normal world. Nobody else exists. And I'm super jealous of that ability to have that kind of personality. And I'm like, damn, how great would that be? But it is what it is. So get back to the truck, load up the bike, head back to the house. And I'm like, I got plenty of time. They're not picking the dog up till like 4. I'll go home, play with the dog a little bit, hide a few treats in the house for her while we're outside. Then I'll go out and get my run in and have plenty of time. Not only get my run in, maybe even jump in the pool, cool off, and then grab a shower and I'll be good to go. So right as I get in the house and hadn't even unlocked the door yet, I get a text that they're going to be at the house about 3 o'clock. And I'm like, shit, that's not enough time. So you get my run in and stuff. So I'm in that weird limbo line of like, damn, I don't have time to run in. So I'm sweating around, sweaty from my bike ride and stuff. I'm like, oh well. So me and the dog hang outside until they get there, which is fine, not a big deal. They show up, pick the dog up, everything goes smooth, it's all great. And then I head out for my run, which works out fine, no big deal at all. So go get my run in, and then from there, after my run, I go ahead and get back to the house. My wife's home from work at that point, and went ahead and asked her what she wanted for dinner, said she didn't have any clue. So I told her what we had for options, and we agreed on some boneless chicken bites and some tater tots, which we chucked in the real oven, because as much as we were going to eat of those, the tater tots and chicken wouldn't have fit in the air fryer, and it wasn't worth trying to do 2 different batches. It wasn't worth it. So we chucked them all in the oven. Had to put the tots in early. I jumped in the shower. She swapped in the chicken into there, got it in the oven, and it's all good. Got out of the shower, went ahead and ate. Then it was time to get ready. We were going out to a comedy club tonight. Had a couple of friends that were going to show up. I invited a bunch of people. One was going to come. One was like down immediately, like, yeah, I'm in. And then another one was like, yeah. She originally said no, and then she said yes. She changed her mind a couple days ago. And then today she's like, nope, I'm going to do something else instead. I'm like, okay, like I invited you, and then you said no. And then you came back going, hey, if you're still going, I want to go. This is what I want to do. I'm like, okay, but whatever. So I ended up meeting up with the other guy we met there, the 3 of us. First time ever at this club for all 3 of us, so nobody knows how it works, but it's just a little tiny hole in the wall comedy club that your ticket price also includes an open bar, which can be bad for some people because they're just down there slamming White Claws and beers and stuff and whatnot. So yeah, there was that. But went ahead and basically got in there, got our seats, and they're just crappy metal chairs with a little bit of padding on them. They're not great seats, but it is what it is. And had a little table in front of us for the 4 of us to share. There's only 3 of us in our group. Little chunks of 4 rows of seats at a time. And it was a weird mix-up of comics. Instead of really having a headliner, it was just like a group of guys coming through, doing like 10 minutes each on average. So it's all good. But overall, one was very bad. One was poor at best, and the rest were good. A couple of them were like, it's not my rhythm of comedy I want to watch. But one dude was all dressed up like a clown, did some sad black humor, or not even blue. Like it was just weird stuff, and it had that real super dry, but it just didn't quite work for me. But I respect his game. It's a lot of work to put on all that much makeup and all that crap. It takes a while to put on and clean up. It's a lot of work. So hey, good for him. Glad he's enjoying it. But yeah, I was pretty much there. Afterwards, we got outside, we talked and bullshitted for a while. We hung around with my buddy and just hanging out. Then we headed back home. It was kind of that weird. It's late, but not ready to go to bed yet. So I headed back outside, had myself a Mountain Dew and a cigar, and had a couple White Claws at the club. And not really a White Claw fan, but it was like White Claw or beer. Like those were my only options. I'm like, I guess I'll drink White Claw. So I was just more to drink something than it was to really want the taste of it, 'cause I'm not really a fan of that bubbly seltzer shit, but it is what it is. Yeah, we had a good time. I had my cigar, and then trying to make the plans for what we're doing tomorrow. Going to try and look at a convertible for my wife. Found one she might like. It's new enough that it's gonna have a tilt wheel and all that kind of junk for her, but it's old enough that it's like really cheap. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're gonna go look at it. Hopefully tomorrow. So I reached out to the guy and made sure he's gonna be around tomorrow, and didn't hear anything from him, so I figured I'll hear from him in the morning. So but yeah, that's pretty much it for the day. That's all I got for now. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.